Every year as my daughter was getting older, I would mark her height on the inside of a closet door. I took that information and I transferred it to this piece of pine, thinking that I could actually make a really nice growth chart, something she could have as she gets older. I want to build a nice wooden frame for the brass, and I have an idea for finishing, but I'm not really sure how to do it. So I'm going to head over to Woodcraft and talk to them. Hey, how you doing, man?
Good, Eric. How about you?
I'm good, I'm good.
Good to see you.
Thank you, it's good to see you.
Thanks. What's going on?
I've got a new project I'm working on.
Tell me about it.
I'm gonna make a growth chart for my daughter.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah, so, as she was growing up on the side of the door, we kept putting little hash marks.
Right.
Right? And then they moved, so I transferred that to a piece of pine.
That's a great
and
idea.
Now I'm transferring it to a piece of brass.
Even better yet.
And I'm gonna frame it, and I was thinking about using some of this Birdseye Maple.
Oh, I like that idea.
Yeah.
Tell me about the frame.
So it's gonna be tall, about 6 feet,
Okay.
but it's narrow. It's only like 8 inches wide,
Oh, okay.
right?
That's not bad.
Maybe not even.
Right.
So I want to do a nice green wash on it,
Right. Okay.
And I was thinking about this because I'm hoping that I'd still see the grain through it. What do you think?
Oh, I think we can make that happen. No problem.
Yeah?
Right. And the nice thing about the dimensions is I think we can pretty much get it out of just one of these pieces,
Oh yeah, for sure.
which would be great.
For sure. I can just rip it down and
Right.
be on my way.
Exactly.
Awesome.
It's just a matter of picking out that piece that talks to you.
Yeah. I want something with a lot of nice, eye to it.
Absolutely.
Can we go over to the finishes, man?
Let's do it.
I got to ask some questions there.
Sounds good.
What I'm thinking is like a nice green wash.
Okay.
I don't want it shiny. I want it really flat so that brass pops.
Right. No problem.
And I sort of want it to be aged.
Okay.
Like, I don't want it to look new.
So you were talking about a wash.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't know if that's the right terminology, though.
No, yeah, true. A wash usually involves, if we use, let's say, the milk paint we have right here, if we dilute it enough, we can wash it out where, less pigment in there, more of the wood pops through.
Okay.
That might work for you. Another way we could go about it is there's a whitewash stain, literally, that we can add a dye to it and put some color into it that way, too.
What's the difference?
The dye is going to soak in deeper, for one thing, depending on how we do it. And then more of the grain's going to probably pop out on that, depending how much we dilute the paint.
More water.
Right.
The more the grain's going to pop. It's
Absolutely.
going to lift it out.
Yeah,
right?
you're thinning it out more. It is a paint, which
Right,
stays on
right,
top
right.
more. So, yeah.
I think the look I'm going for is more on the paint side.
Okay.
And that way I can sort of control that grain a little bit more.
Sure.
Like I don't want it to look like a stain. I want it to look more like a paint, but I still want to be able to see some of that grain.
Got it.
I know. Hey,
No.
I get these pictures in my head and I'm trying to figure out how to do it.
Absolutely. And I'm trying to solve that problem. What we could do also is literally apply the paint to, and then, using a paper, take off some of the paint so you see the
Yes.
wood underneath.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people do that kind of aging technique too.
All
But
right.
as far as the wash goes, and as far as the sheen you want at the end of it, it's not a problem. After we do this, we could put a clear top coat on it.
Okay.
The ultra matte finish.
Yeah.
That would work just fine.
Flat out flat.
Absolutely.
I saw that. Okay, cool. So I just need to get some greens.
Right.
What do we have?
Choose your poison, as they say.
Patina green.
Yep. We have a chart right up there. When you're done, take a look at it. We can pick out some colors. You can even mix and match.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thanks, man.
My pleasure, buddy.
Oh, hey. How should I apply it?
Good catch. Foam brush will work great.
Foam brush, okay?
Yep.
Even for the flat out flat top?
Absolutely. Depending on the size, but the one you're talking about at 2 inch, it's not going to be a problem. It'll work great.
All right, man. Thanks again.
My pleasure.
I've been making pretty good progress on the frame. I've got it cut to dimension, and I've got my miters cut in. I cut a rabbet on the back for the brass to sit into. And I made this fixture. Now this is going to let me cut a slit joint, and I'm going to use a Japanese handsaw for that. And once I have this, I'm going to put a piece of brass in that corner, and I think it'll look really cool. So once I've got those slits cut into the corners, I'll be ready to glue this up, give it a sand, and move on to the brass. Big part of learning a new skill is also learning when to start over. I had everything clamped down and glued up, and I came in the next day only to realize that this just wasn't going to work. You see, I didn't take the time to mill these boards properly. I just went at it as rough lumber, and it cost me at the end. So I'm going to have to go back to Woodcraft, pick up a new board, mill them down first, and then get us back on track. Now the good note here, I've been meaning to make a set of tongs that are 5 feet long, so I've got that for my campfires coming up next year. All right, I feel like I'm getting pretty close to the look I want. It's got a nice aged look to it, but I want to get just a little bit more out of it. When I started, I laid a little bit of patina green on the inside edges, which is sort of like a turquoise color, and I want to reveal that a little bit. I tried doing that with sandpaper and Scotch-Brite, and I really wasn't happy with the results. It looked just too deliberate for me. So I did some tests here with denatured alcohol on this early test piece of color, and I'm pretty happy with the results I was getting with that. I think it's going to do what I want and just lift that top color off of there. So I think right now I'm going to go to my frame, use some of the denatured alcohol to remove the green and black and reveal that patina underneath. And then after that, I think I can put on the flat out flat. The next step in the project is to get the information off the growth chart onto our brass. The way I'm going to do it, lay it down, and then just transfer all of this information across. The most important thing to me is to keep these lines nice and straight. So I'm going to use a cutoff wheel to do that. Real light cuts in there. Then I'll just hand letter all of the dates in. I thought about using a font, but I think my lettering will just be a little bit more authentic. All right, let's check this out. There we go. This looks fantastic. I'm really happy with the results. The finish looks different than what I originally planned, but I liked where it was going and I just went ahead with it. And I made sure when I created this that it would be true to height when it was sitting on the wall. As you can see, my daughter's pretty tall. I'm not sure where she gets it from, honestly. Overall, I think this is going to be a great addition to our family heirlooms.